Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." And this highlights the immense power our thoughts have over our reality. Today, I'm talking about negative self-talk. I'm Sanj and welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that helps you master your mindset to help you navigate life's challenges, to help you reach new heights with easy to implement techniques so you can master your life. If you get something from this episode, please share it with someone who you think would benefit from hearing it. And I would also really appreciate it if you could leave me a rating or a review. So, today I'm talking about why negative self-talk is the worst thing we do to ourselves, why we beat ourselves up with negative self-talk more than anyone else can, and why it's so important for you to stop it in its tracks. So negative self-talk actually dictates our lives. The positive changes comes from shifting our mindset, and practical ways to eliminate these negative thoughts is all part of what you need to do on your journey of personal development. Negative self-talk starts from when you are young. You don't even realize you're doing it. And the problem is you're going to say things to yourself worse than anyone else would say to you. You're going to talk to yourself worse than you would allow anyone else to talk to you. But negative self-talk actually as well is the one thing that actually allows and causes us to accept a level of abuse / negativity or bullying from other people. If you talk to yourself in such a negative way, you will accept it from other people. But the moment they go above and beyond how you would talk to yourself, that's when you're going to draw the line. But let's talk about negative thoughts. A lot of them are automatic. They're some things that we don't even realize we're doing. It's something that happens without us even realizing it and knowing it. And this comes from past experiences. Negative experiences from when we were younger can leave a lasting impact. Critical comments from teachers, from friends, things like that can echo in our minds for years. How many times have you sat there and said you're no good at something? Not because you are no good at it, but because someone told you so. Because someone made you believe at a younger age that say you were no good at football, or you were no good at dancing, or you couldn't sing. How many times did you allow someone to say that to you? And actually that would actually influence your life. Your early life experiences significantly influence your thought patterns and your self-perception. How many times have you allowed that to hold you back from playing football, from dancing, from singing, from whatever? Also, the pressure of the society, people around us, our friends, our family, the community we are in. All those standards, those comparisons with other people can also fuel negative self-talk. When you're sitting there scrolling on social media, when you're looking at the adverts of someone owning the newest, latest phone, the best car, the nicest house, it actually causes you to increase your levels of anxiety and depression because you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. You're actually comparing yourself to a life that doesn't exist even for those people. People aren't going to show you the bad times. People aren't going to show you when they sat there struggling. They're only going to do it once they're actually past it. They're not going to, you don't see all the pictures of kids going wild. You don't see the thousands of pictures taken just to get that one perfect one. So you comparing yourself with all these things around you is actually causing you to increase your anxiety, depression, and is fueling your negative self-talk. And finally, your internal beliefs. Your core beliefs about yourself, you develop them over time and they're influenced by, as I said, your upbringing and your environment. So when you start to actually have these negative beliefs, it can lead to self-doubt, to criticism. It can lead to you constantly berating yourself. And actually, Cognitive behavioral therapy actually indicates that core beliefs shape your automatic thoughts and your emotional responses. So if you're constantly thinking that you're not good enough, what do you think your life's going to be like? You're going to think that the world around you is better than what you are. You're going to end up actually berating yourself, talking down to yourself, thinking that you're not good enough. But these negative thoughts, we think they're just a 1 minute thing, but we may do it in the moment, but actually they dictate our lives. You allow them to dictate your life, and they do it because they become self-fulfilling prophecies. When you constantly are there telling yourself that you're not good enough, you start to believe it. And what happens is you start to act accordingly with that. So when you tell yourself you're not good enough, you're not good at drawing, you're not good at football, you're not good at dancing, you're not good at singing, actually what you're doing is you're subconsciously sabotaging yourself. And so you're going to stop doing it. You're going to act accordingly with those beliefs, and you're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your negative self-talk can limit your performance. It can prevent your personal growth because it's going to stop you from actually taking action on the things that you think or you seem to believe you're no good at. And then that then leads on to an impact on your self-esteem. When you're constantly getting these negative thoughts, it erodes your self-esteem. It makes you feel unworthy. It makes you feel incapable. It makes you feel like everyone is better than you. And when you then start to get low self-esteem, that is that's another slippery slope. When you start to get that low self-esteem, you're going to start questioning yourself. Am I good enough? You're going to start comparing yourself again. And by doing that constantly, you're actually going to give yourself mental health issues, such as depression, such as anxiety. You're going to end up making yourself ill because your self-esteem, thinking that you're not good enough, that you're not you're not capable, you're going to end up eroding that self-esteem and giving yourself anxiety and depression because you think you're not good enough. You're going to be depressed at what you've done previously. You're going to feel anxious about what's coming along in your future because you're not going to think you're going to be able to handle it. And then when it comes to that moment that you've been dreading, you're going to get paralysis by analysis and you're going to start overthinking. Your negative self-talk can lead to inaction. You're going to become so focused on the potential failure that you're going to be afraid to take any steps forward. You're going to keep yourself where you are. You're going to stay still. You're going to stay stagnant. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to take the action that you need to. And then you're actually going to prevent yourself from proving yourself wrong because that paralysis by analysis will keep you where you are. Overthinking is a common symptom of anxiety disorders. Overthinking is so common with people who have anxiety. When you're feeling anxious, you're going to overthink because you're going to think of all the things that could go wrong. But if you realize actually these automatic negative thoughts, they can actually change. You can start to change this negative self-talk. You can start to get those positive outcomes. When you start to change that, you're going to start talking more positive. You can start talking more positively to yourself. At the end of the day, everything is in your mind. If you don't want to talk negatively to yourself, you can stop it. There's nothing. You're under no obligation to actually keep talking negatively to yourself. You're going to improve your self-esteem first of all, because when you start positive self-talk, you're going to boost that self-esteem. You're going to improve your confidence. You're going to increase that self-image of yourself. You're going to start believing in yourself more. You're going to become that person that you wanted to become, the one that you know you can be. When you practice your positive self-talk, you're going to actually realize how much and how good life can be, how much you can do and how good life can be. You're going to experience higher levels of self-esteem. Your well-being is going to go through the roof because you're going to be in such a positive place. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but will happen. If you've been talking to yourself negatively for 10 years and you talk to yourself positively for one day, you're not going to notice much, if anything, of a difference. But when you start doing that day in, day out, becoming conscious of what you're doing, that's when you'll see the change. When you actually start to turn that negative self-talk to positive self-talk, you're going to improve your mental health. Because as I said, negative self-talk can affect your self-esteem, which can give you depression and anxiety. So you're going to improve your mental health by talking to yourself positively. You're going to be able to manage your stress and improve your overall mental health. You're going to boost your self-esteem. By doing that, you're going to reduce your depression and anxiety, those feelings that are around you. And you're also going to improve your resilience, because with positive self-talk, it can make it easier to bounce back from any setbacks. You're more likely to overcome challenges. And so 4 ways in which you can actually kill those automatic negative thoughts. Number 1 is by practicing mindfulness. When you actually start to live in the moment, you become aware of your thoughts. You detach from those negative thinking patterns. You're in the now. You're not thinking about what's coming up ahead. You're not anxious about that. You're in the present moment. The next way is cognitive restructuring. Challenge those negative thoughts by examining contrary evidence. Replace them with more balanced thoughts, more realistic ones that are actually have happened, not the ones that you've made out in your mind. In this case, if you want to start to do that cognitive restructuring, cognitive behavioral therapy, these techniques have been proven effective in restructuring your thought patterns. The next one is positive affirmations. Again, you start talking to yourself positively. It can help rewire your brain to focus on more positive aspects of your life. It creates new neural pathways and promotes positive thinking. And then the final thing to kill those automatic negative thoughts, or first thing you need to do to kill those automatic negative thoughts, is actually be aware of when you're doing them. Keep a note of the situations that actually they arise, where you were, what triggered it, what were the thoughts. Because when you become aware of something, that's how you can conquer it. That's how you can fight it. That's how you can actually start to change the way you're thinking. Negative self-talk can be a significant barrier to your happiness and to your success, but it doesn't have to be. So by you understanding and addressing your negative thoughts, you can transform your mindset and by default transform your life. Tell me, what negative thought has been holding you back for the last few years? How can you start to change it today? Your thoughts shape your reality. When you choose them wisely and you start to embrace the power of positive thinking, you can see how much more positive your life can become. Remember, your mindset shapes your reality. When you master it, you'll master your life. As always, my mission is to make a positive impact on this world, and I sincerely hope you can help me do that by liking, by following, and by sharing this podcast with others. So until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep mastering your mindset to master your life. Thank you.